Okay, we're going to look at how to create a histogram with Google Sheets. So I'm in my Google Sheet here, and I'm going to pull some information about the list of population centers in Ontario. Okay, so I'm going to first go into my Wikipedia page, and as you can see, it is a very long list, 100, 200, 270 populated areas in Ontario. Okay, so I'm going to copy this information, and I'm just going to go all the way to the bottom to copy this. This wonderful thing about text on the internet is we can copy and use it quite quickly. Okay, I'm going to go down one just so I can give it some titles after. There we go. We're populating. Here's our number. Here is our city. This is the type of area which is not that important to us, and this was population, I believe, in 2015? 2011, I lied. Okay, population in 2011. Okay, great. I don't need the numbers. Excel already populates that for me, so if I right-click, I can delete this entire column. What type of area it is, that's okay. They have some type of definition, what's large, what's medium. Not an important column to us. And the populations in, I think it said 2005, we also don't need. So I have quite a bit of information. Again, in Google Sheets, in the bottom right corner, you have this star, looks like a speech bubble, a star within it, and it's called the Explore button. When we click it, it's going to populate some information for us. So, the histogram it's built us here is very interesting. Let's take a look. Okay, so one thing about this histogram is there's quite a few. Population in 2011. From 0 to 300. Oh, it's taking some. Well, it has all of them in that area, I think. That's interesting. Let's see. We make this larger. Here we go. So I'm not sure why the histogram has decided to go up to 55 million. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to change the range in this histogram so it's more relevant. Because right now we have 265, I think, cities in this one frequency from populations of 0 to 343,000 roughly. 3 in that count and 1 in that count, and then a bunch of zeros. So this is kind of irrelevant. This scale doesn't help us. So we're gonna try to change this histogram just a little bit here. Some of this stuff. So if I double click in here, we get a chart editor. And here's our data. We're going to customize our histogram. So there's a lot of stuff in here, and normally it does a really good job. I looked at this a little more closely, and there's 266 items in this area. So there's 266 cities or populous area that have a population from 0 to 375,000. There are 3, can I get to it? Yay. That have from 375,000 to 750,000, and that would be 3 right here. And then finally, look at this outlier. There's one that's in the 5 million range. So you can see Toronto puts a huge damper on this. Not a damper, but it really skews the chart. You could almost call it an outlier. I'm actually going to delete this row, okay? Or at least cut it. Let's delete this row. And let's see if this changes our whole chart for us now. So let's take a look at now what our chart's going to be. We're going to change this. And I'm going to change the max value from 6 million, because there isn't anything at 6 million anymore, to 700,000. And here we go. We're starting to get a little bit more information. There's still quite a few, 247 in this histogram range, okay, from 0 to 43,750. But we see we've got a little more delineation. There's 8 within here, 6 here, 1, and then 2, 1, 1. Barely touched them. 1, 2. So you'll see there's quite a bit in there. This is what this histogram is telling us. And then in the upper echelons, those larger ranges, the histogram is telling us there's very few in comparison to how many are within that area. Okay? So you can customize your histogram chart, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job of building the histogram for you. Not the best data to work with, but interesting. It gave us a lot of information about populations in Ontario.